Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Watch This video for Monday, May 9th, starting off with the daily chart of the SPY. As often happens when you get kind of, I don't know, shock event isn't the right word, but a big range day like we did there it is, on Thursday. That nasty sell-off down, Dow was down like 1,000 points or more. As often happens, the next day you get usually a narrow range, but often a sideways chop fest, and the sideways chop fest is what happened. There's the intraday using 5-minute candles, and it sold off, broke its highs, went back to the and ended up closing pretty close to where it opened after 6.5 hours of trading, right? So not uncommon. I want to give one shout out to Kevin P, called SIDU, a typical morning gap play setup, and this is what it looked like. So it was gapping up. I looked about like this. His idea was back through 4, knowing that the earlier high of day serves as a potential catalyst only 6 cents above that. So there's the 4 break, and went pretty quickly to 450-ish, right? As you know, as a day trader, that's a neat little trade. From there to there, percentage-wise, it's a really nice trade. Ended up closing ugly, but as day traders, we rent them, we don't hold and hope, right? So I did want to give Kevin P a shout out on that. What are we watching for Monday? BLTE. A lot of people, we had a discussion in chat, if you weren't there on Friday, as to where the open was. A lot of people, or the early high, which is equivalent to the open on my chart, a lot of people said 1660, but that was on almost no volume. It almost feels like an errant tick, and a lot of times you get a weird print at the open. So honestly, I'm not sure what the high was on Friday, but anyway, this is a very resilient chart, so I'm going to leave it at that. And I want to watch this for a potential long. Recent IPO, obviously, that topped out on opening day at 1750. We get above that range, something interesting could happen, but it certainly got strength relative to the market, so I want to watch it. ENVX, it's still on my radar because of this big pop last week that went to 1219, and it's kind of flagging sideways since then, so I'm going to keep that one on my radar. Remember, I make my money between the bells. I don't hold overnight, so all of these are things that might give me a potential trade on Monday. RADI, big volume, big move, and a fairly strong close, so we're going to watch that one. BWV had that big pop last week. I guess this would have been Tuesday, right? And we go to 15-minute candle. So it had that huge move, and then gaps down, then a lower high, and then it looks like it's starting to try to curl back up. So this is by no means an attractive chart, but maybe it bottomed back here at the low of this day, which was 326. And it does seem to be getting, and here, as a day trader, anything that can get a move from, let's see, 378 to 434 in about 10 minutes, because a lot of traders are watching it, is worthy of a chart. That's the best way I can put it, as lame as that might sound. EHTH, really good relative strength here over the last few days. And then Friday put in a kind of a quiet inside day. So I do think that still deserves to be on watch for a long trade. SKYH, big volume, former runner, huge move back here. Kind of a decent little secondary move here. Maybe put in a higher low on Thursday. And then had that nice pop on Friday. Topped out at 835 before closing well off its highs. But it did make a nice intraday move on Friday, so I do want to keep an eye on that one. COMM had the gap up on Thursday. Inside day on Friday. Looking for a third day play there. SNOA had the gap up that topped out. This would have been last week, I think Tuesday. Topped out at 410. You look back here, late March, topped out at 414. And then on Friday, it did make a run to 412 before giving some of that back. So it just goes on long watch. Some bounce plays. ICE, I just think, is overdone to the downside. Looking for a snapback bounce. Preferably one of the setups that we teach. FRPT, same thing. Looking for a snapback bounce. CRWD, a couple nasty days down, nearing support. I'd like to see maybe an intraday sell-off in one of our famous intraday setups on CRWD for a potential bounce. As always, we're going to keep our eyes on the overall market when playing any of these too. HAIN, looking for a snapback bounce, and then TNDM. And there's plenty of charts that look like this. But TNDM also kind of getting nasty to the downside. Did bounce off this area way back last May, so we're going back a year. But anyway, it's fallen pretty quickly from like 115-ish to 76-ish. So That goes on Bounce Watch too. We'll add some gappers in the pre-market to this list. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and I'll see everybody in the chat room on Monday.